Good morning, and thank you for keeping it with us on UBC TV. I hope you're already at your place of work, you're along the way, and of course you're watching us through YouTube. And one of the things that is very important is your safety while you're on the roads. And this is what you're going to be discussing this morning, because you must leave home and get to your destination, or leave your workstation and report back home safe. All this requires discipline, requires abiding by the laws, and this is what you're focusing on today. However, we have also a very interesting character with us on this show this morning, a person who is a road safety activist, a man who is determined to walk from Kampala to Bushenyi, creating awareness regarding road safety. But also on the other side, we have a man who is responsible for road safety, a person who is responsible for issues of traffic in Uganda Police when it comes to Kampala Metropolitan. Is also with me in the studios today. So I have a balanced deity when it comes to issues of road safety. Once again, I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and with me is the traffic commandant, Kampala Metropolitan, Rogers Kawuma Nsereko. You're most welcome to our studios this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Chirabo, and good morning, viewers. Good to be here.
Indeed. On the other extreme end, I have the walker. And when I talk about the walker, sincerely, walking from Kampala to Bushenyi, one really is, this is not coming to Namugongo, it's not a program, but it's doing this for purposes of creating awareness. He's a road safety activist, and that is Joshua Beyanga. Walker, you're most welcome to our studios.
Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting me today morning. Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, UBC.
First, before we go any further.
Yes, sir.
Is this for real?
Yes, it's for real. It starts on 28th of February. We are starting off. We'll start from Namugongo Monitor Publications Limited and walk all the way to Bushenyi. Yeah, it's real.
Okay.
If you see me, you've seen it, you've heard it. And maybe I should ask Mr. Nsereko. I remember we talked in September around Christmas as we were going for Christmas, and he was at Monitor, and I told him, hey, I'm doing this work come end of Feb. And he's like, okay, when you are ready, you talk to me. And I'm sure you thought I was joking, excited with the Christmas meet. But there's no excitement. The reality is real when you look around, when you look at the statistics, and I'm sure he's more.
Well, that we shall dive in later on.
Yes.
I just wanted our viewers to know that I'm not just talking of things, but I have the character, I have the person in studios, and this is real, like he has said. I'll begin with Mr. Nsereko. When you look at statistics in our country, one would tell you that in Uganda, statistics indicate that 40% of the working population walks to work every day.
Yes.
However, when we go down to look at also accidents, you'll find that we spend about 5 trillion. That is 5% of our GDP every year on rehabilitation, on rescue missions as a result of accidents.
Yes.
5% of our GDP is something very big. And of course, when we talk about how many fatalities are these, lives lost, it's estimated that 10 people in Uganda daily are involved in accidents. And when we talk about involvement, an accident can either be fatal or minor.
Yes.
A fatal one, lives are lost.
Or serious.
Or serious. Now, first and foremost, you must understand, why do we have these statistics as a country? Uganda, most of where many happen in Kampala, to be very honest.
Yes. Thank you for that question and concern. Indeed, actually, 40% is a small number for workers to work.
50%.
It is 50%. 50% of people walk to work every day on a daily. Well, although it seems like it is a problem, again, it is good for them. First of all, for their health. I need to highlight that. But it's not that they walk to work because they want to walk to work. No, some of them don't have the means to use other means to go to work, so they have to walk. Now, you also find that most people who are involved in these accidents are, again, unfortunately, pedestrians, the walkers. And it is in that line that we divert, we concentrate our sensitization to the walkers, the pedestrians. Why? Because they're the most affected in road traffic crashes. That said, again, we lose about 3,700 people in Uganda a year. That's such a big number of people
In accidents.
in accidents, road traffic crashes. So you can imagine, the world over, we lose around 1.3 million people a year, and we contribute 3,000 to that number. It is unfortunate, and we need to work towards reducing these road traffic crashes.
Joseph,
Yes,
you're an activist here, and you try to create awareness. We've had the statistics from Nsereko, but let's also understand what are the leading causes of these accidents. Because when every accident occurs, many of them police will come out and say preliminary investigations indicate drunken driving, indicate reckless driving. So as an activist, what really do you think tops the agenda and we should address immediately?
From the very same numbers he's given you, I'll give you an average from the report, his report, from 2011 to 2020. 71% of the accidents are caused by motorists. Reckless driving and careless driving. He can give you the definition of reckless driving and careless driving. You see it every day. Guys jumping in the other lane, guys driving like they are the only ones on the road, guys driving like, you know, on phone, you're on phone, you're so, you know, something about, just a little about the phone. When you are on the telephone, when you're on the phone, it occupies 65% of your brain, of your attention. Now, we've not yet talked about the message that comes through. If the message that has come through may mean you losing your job, your house is on fire or whatever, it definitely takes way more than 65% of your brain. Next is an accident. People who are drunk and they are driving. People who are driving cars in a bad mechanical condition. And police slaps their wrists with an express penalty and tells them drive on. The car is bad, an express penalty, does it fix the car? So 71% of those accidents are reckless driving. There's the other bit which comes in because of our poor infrastructure. 50% of people in Kampala walk. The daytime population of Kampala is 4.6 million people. At night, when everybody has gone back to their village, their neighborhood, wherever they stay, the population is 1.6 million people. So you can work out how many of us flock into the city. 50% of us are walking. Look at the infrastructure. Does it take care of pedestrians? Where KCCA has made an attempt at putting the infrastructure in place, what did we find? The pavements are either people have converted them into markets or they are used for parking. Parking, most of the time, it's those red plate cars which are parked there. And most of them with their, you know, with the police officers on there. I have so many photos. And then you ask yourself, okay, tuli kuchi. So those are the causes of the road accident, the road crashes. And you know the saddest bit, he gave you the numbers. 71% is caused by reckless driving and careless driving. 38% of the victims are pedestrians. 23% are cyclists. So 60% of the victims have nothing to do with the causes
of these accidents. Very alarming. Nsereko, now, when we look at the statistics and, of course, the reasons he has given, one would wonder, what is police doing?
Yes.
Because I know of people that are almost habitual accident causes. Tell you this time what happened to you, like Anakubyo border, when I rammed into a child. And this person keeps on driving. And I want to use the words of one senior police officer, that is former IGP, General Kale Kaihura. I'm sure I remember his phrase he used to say, that an accident must be an act of God. As a believer, I wouldn't like to hear that. But I think it is real. that something that just happened when you know your car is not a DMC, when you know it may be a tree just accidentally fell. But what we call accidents in Uganda are results of what the worker has said: reckless driving,
human error.
Human error.
So just to interject, that's why they are called road crashes, not road accidents. Crashes because I am mishandling the machine, boo, I crash into another person. Not that there was an accident. I was either incompetent. He can give us the numbers. Most people may be driving without a driving permit. Absolutely. Others, they call somebody, and they just go to sign for a driving permit. All those are things on our roads.
What is being done?
Yes. To address that problem, of course, human error. There's no car that drives itself. It is a human being behind the wheel. And again, as I mentioned, there's distracted driving, people trying to WhatsApp while they're driving. Yeah? They try to increase the volume of the radio while putting all the attention on the what? On the radio, on the knob. So all those little minute things are contributing to accidents, unfortunately. So as police, we are trying our best to, like this program now, these are the channels we use to talk to the public. We use radio because I'm most times on radio stations trying to promote road safety. And in our small ways, we engage high-risk groups like border riders, because you know they contribute mostly to these road traffic crashes. And they are injured seriously, they die, they kill their passengers on the borders. So we try to engage them to see that we improve the situation. However, it is still an uphill task, because on the things we agree upon, say with the border people, at that moment we are on the same page. But the moment you leave the meeting, it is back to level zero. So, as I said, we are trying our best to engage, and we are holding meetings with stakeholders, KCCA, Ministry of Works. We are always in meetings. All these are engagements to see that we try to improve the situation the way it is. Yes.
This brings me to another interesting aspect of it. Many times, Uganda, we have very good laws.
Yes.
But people understanding why we have these laws. I'll give a simple example. I move on borders sometimes. And I've ever asked this young man, why you have a helmet? You have it on your motorbike, just in front, so you're looking at it. Then as we're approaching where there is jam, he picks it, puts on the head.
Where there's a police officer.
Where there's a police officer, because, you know,
yes.
So I asked this young man, then why are you wearing this helmet? Because first, your vehicles are slowing down. Maybe chances of accidents are less. We've been on a highway, you're cruising at a high speed, where even if you fell down, you'd crash your head. And he says,
yes.
So are we carrying the right message? That it's not all about, I'm doing this, I've seen a traffic officer somewhere, but I know why I should do this. I found a person with these reflectors, triangle reflectors, in case you have an accident. I was like, guy, in case, because where we are heading, Masaka Road, police officer, in case a car broke down, they don't entertain tree branches. Not knowing that this is going to help a person coming to avoid into clashing in a stationed vehicle.
Absolutely.
So are we taking the right message? Are we, or is it all about we shall arrest you if you don't have this? The seat belt, to me, it was a very good initiative. Because it protects lives, to be honest. But you would see, there is nothing that this taxi driver factors in regarding life protection, but his fear of enforcement.
Yeah.
If I may interject on his behalf, the biggest challenge we have on the roads, it's not, actually the biggest challenge we have in Uganda, it's not we have bad laws, it's not we have insufficient laws, and guess what? If each one of us did what we're supposed to do, we don't even need the laws.
Absolutely.
If you did what's important to protect your life, protect the life of another road user, protect the life of everybody around you, you don't need that law. You don't need Nseko and his people to come and stop you and ask you what you're doing. If we changed our behaviors, you and me, change the way we handle those vehicles, the way we handle those machines, whatever it is, the way we conduct ourselves on the road, the way we conduct ourselves while we are running those machines, you don't need enforcement. You don't need the law. You don't need somebody to remind you, put on your seatbelt. It's your life. So the police officer, how does he lose?
Officer, the question to him that we interjected was, are they driving the right message in terms of sensitization?
Yes.
Yes.
That because if a person knows, this is saving my life. For example, I voluntarily went for vaccination because I knew, I read, I was empowered with information. Maybe someone, somewhere, may not go because they don't know. So are you giving the right information to these people?
We give the right information to our road users every so often. And that's why we are on the road enforcing seatbelt use, speed limits, having the right documents on road, like your driving license, your third-party sticker. All those are driven at sensitizing the driver because they know actually.
For example, Mr.
Yes.
Sereko, let me ask you, and I'm asking this for the layman. If you asked a person in Uganda, why do you have a driving permit? An ordinary Ugandan, why do you have a driving permit? I'm very sure on a scale of 100, many will tell you police butankwata. Am I right?
No, they won't say that.
Because
a permit is a legal way to indicate that you are permitted to be on road. That's why in the accident.
And that is why you find many, like he said, will call a so, just go and sign for the permit. Because want to acquire a permit, if they know the reason they should, is they would go for being tested to know I'm now competent to drive on the road. So that's why I go back to you, that people will tell you police butankwata.
No.
Not because saying for me to now to operate this vehicle and our defensive and be well equipped.
Now, if you want to know that a permit is important, let me first divert you a bit. You get an accident. You just get an accident, be involved in an accident. That's when you'll know that, oh, kumbe, not having a permit is this bad. You can be a very good driver, yeah, and yet this person who got the permit yesterday is still learning, is involved in an accident with you, who is driven for 20 years plus without a permit. The law will favor the other person who has a permit. Your experience doesn't matter now in this scenario where you are involved in an accident and you don't have a permit. Yet this guy who got a permit just yesterday, maybe he still even has his learners. He stands a better advantage over you. You get my point. So I believe it is not that people get permits for police purposes to pass at a police checkpoint. No. They know why they have to be having permits. They know it.
Very interesting. I want your take on this issue.
Driving permit, do people know why they need it?
Do people know why actually they should follow the right guidelines while on the road in terms of promoting road safety? And a case was just a driving permit.
People, what I've noticed, what I've observed, you know, when you're out walking, I've been driving on the road for some time, and also I've been walking on the roads, in the city for some time. You observe a lot of things. Most of the time, most of the road users, they think about themselves, me, myself, and I. When you go through the whole process to acquire a permit and know the things that govern you when you're on the road, you know you're not responsible for just your car. You are responsible for the car ahead of you, on your side, behind you, plus everybody on the road. But we are selfish. And we've gone into this area of impunity where I can do it, look at Nseko, or if the officer calls me, I call Nseko, I get away with it. impunity has grown to levels whereby it's a cycle, impunity, our behaviors and everything. So when you look at just the legal side of it, you may find actually the guy has the driving permit, he knows why he must have one, but the impunity and our behavior takes over everything. I wake up late, I want to arrive fast.
Absolutely.
I can't wait in a jam.
Yes.
I'm a VIP. I work for this government organization. As a road user, we are all road users. The people who have exemption, they all went ahead and stated clear, so and so has a right of way.
Absolutely.
There are not more than 5 categories.
Absolutely.
Who are you?
Yes.
Get in the line, stay in your lane.
And I think here, I don't know, the Nserekos could not have done us enough justice. For me, this is where I want to blame him. Good is here, and he heads traffic in Kampala Metropolitan.
And by the way,
late.
he did not say it. Let me add, on our roads, Kampala Metropolitan has the most killer stretch, the southern belt, from Kawempe all the way up to Seta.
Kawempe to Seta.
Kawempe to Seta. But this issue of reckless driving, everyone who has a car that is seemingly a four-wheel drive, a bit expensive, has become a VIP.
Yes.
I don't know how many vehicles I find every morning as I come to work, even with number plates, and they have installed these.
Swiveling lights.
Celebrities have sirens. If you ask who are you, nze yakubakali akayimba. Have bodyguards. So, what are you doing as police? This is, I want to call it nuisance on our roads.
Yes.
Because I expect the president, the vice president, the speaker, the deputy speaker, the chief justice, the deputy chief justice, the ambulances, fire trucks. The law is very clear. And those who have been exempted by the minister, who have written and they have thought about it and they have now right of way. But you find a jagenda who has right of way. You know, you find a ratoro. It is like we are in the music of sirens. And
you are right. You are right. And it is a problem which has cropped up. But as police, you know, as you said, most of these people who are violating and they're keeping right, you know, they're overlapping. You find, again, as you mentioned, there are big cars, parastatals, government cars, again, celebrities, and everyone feels that they're entitled. You get it? And of late, they even pull out guns on us, the traffic officers.
Yep.
They pull out guns on us if you try to, you know, intervene. However, we on road and we are taking action against them. We try to involve, because it is easy to track those vehicles. You just get the number plate. The good thing, we have even cameras. They are helping us a lot in identifying these vehicles. So what happens, once we identify a vehicle, and it is good now the public is taking pictures and sending on these social media platforms, it is very easy to identify, like I wouldn't want to mention the parastatal here on TV, but we identify these vehicles and we engage the top echelon of that parastatal. That, you know what, this vehicle, even embassy vehicles of late, they're also doing the same thing. And for the embassy, it is even very bad because it is very easy to identify which embassy is doing this. Yeah? And we have written to those embassies with evidence, because we print and we show them this car, we don't know who the owner is, I mean who is deployed on that car, and then we present facts that, you know, this person is driving like this, you know, much as you have this immunity and whatever, but please, the law of the land is the law of the land. So we engage them and they engage those people who are doing this, and we get feedback. So it doesn't die there. Of course, even these other government vehicles, like different ministries and State House and whatever, we also have officers there we deal with when we get this indiscipline on road. So it doesn't die there. But sometimes we're not as lucky because we can't be everywhere. That's why I call upon the public to please continue posting those pictures that you get of these indisciplinados on road. because we know how to channel the complaints and they're addressed.
And the hashtag
Even these people who have red number plates, you know, a red number plate with white labelings, it is just that that person didn't pay taxes for that car. As simple as that. It's not a VIP. It can be me. I was using my car maybe somewhere, maybe in Nairobi, and I came with my car here. I didn't pay taxes for that car. I'm given that red number plate. It doesn't mean that that person is a VIP. We see people, you know, being bullied off the road. They give way to these people. Stay in your lane. Please don't give these people that leeway. Stay in your lane, face each other. Like this. Don't give them way. And then we shall see where they will report you.
Very interesting. We hope that will greatly reduce this nuisance where people think they have a right of way, they don't have, and as people are fidgeting to give them right of way, you end up knocking a border, carrying a pregnant woman this side because a responsible character wants to continue. Joe Walker.
Yes, sir.
Well, he's Joe Walker, not John Walker. That's for clarity purposes.
Thank you for that clarification.
We know we've seen pedestrians and cyclists most involved here. As an activist, what have you done to sensitize? Because it takes two to tango, much as there's a reckless person. But I've also seen reckless pedestrians.
Oh, yes.
When we were in school, I remember that was P1 Nakasero, they taught us how to cross the road. Look right, look left, look right again, then cross. So I still have that in my mind. But you find that very few people, pedestrians, know their responsibility. Cyclists know their responsibility from the border people. That, of course, is unavoidable evil. But what have you done? You find someone even traffic lights indicating red for the pedestrian. This one is hurrying through.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What happens is, one, there's look left, look right, and then there is actually knowing which side of the road are you supposed to walk.
Yeah.
Most of us, we walk with the traffic coming from behind us.
Yes.
We forget we are supposed to walk on the opposite direction. See the oncoming traffic, so you are able to know in the event of anything, in case the driver loses control, something happens, you know where to go. But if it's hitting you from behind, your chances, first of all, shock will kill you before anything, before the impact gets you. And then two, there's another category of guys whom I've witnessed walking with the headphones on, music is loud, walking with the vehicles coming from behind them. That's dangerous.
Or jogging.
Walk or jogging. If you have to jog, there are modern phones, if you have one, it has an app whereby you have, there's an app which alerts you there's a car coming and cuts down the volume on if you are listening to music, literally cuts out the music, and you are able to hear the car properly. You are able to hear the car horn. You are able to hear many things, but that won't happen if you have headphones on. They are so loud, you can't hear anything around you.
Covered your head with headgears
and
all that.
So the work to save lives looks at achieving some of that. When we are doing the work, at every stage we go, as we go all the way to Pshenyi, we're working with the police, we are working with UNRWA. We'll have engagements with the users, with the stakeholders, where we have stop and have conversations on how they can safely use the roads and how they can improve their chances that when you come from home today, you are able to reach your destination, do what you're supposed to do, and go back home alive. You know, there's something, we talked about the numbers, the percentages and all that, we forgot one thing. The most affected category, the highest number of victims is 25 to 35.
The working age.
Followed by 35 to 44. When you look at here, we are in that age category.
Yes.
If you ask me, I ask you, you got your first job around 25, started making your first million around that time, got married, had your first kid around that age. 25, as they say, life is starting to get sweet. You and me, we can do what we're supposed to do, make sure we don't cut it short. And when that accident happens, you're not the only one affected. Look at the average size of a household. It's 6 people. Most of us at 25, when you start earning, because of the African dependence syndrome, as we battle from our economic situations, you have dependents already. You have at least 5 people depending on you. When your life is cut short, whether it's an injury or whatever, some of these injuries are so serious that you never come back to work. You lose your source of income. Now, that each one of you should be responsible to make sure you don't fall a victim. And if you really, you know, I've grown to learn that, you know, having money alone, yeah, it's nice, but it's not as fun as when it's many people around you have money, and then you can enjoy it even better. Let's not be selfish in all that we do. Let's take care of each other. When you are on the road, be responsible for other users. The only place you can be and you really live selfishly, if you stay in your own room, the house, you can use your toilet selfishly and you never get visitors. But I don't think you'll enjoy it when you go back to use the toilet again. So let's be responsible, really. Let's take the same principle, take the same ideology wherever we are, in everything we do. Life is not about you, it's about all of us.
Maybe Joe Walker, just to, time is not so much on our side, but I want to get this from you. How is this work going to be conducted? From Namuongo, does everybody carry on as you're moving, like Jesus Christ did, follow me as I go? So what is the criteria? We have insecurities in the country, we have COVID-19. You know, I would wish that wouldn't go up to Bushenyi.
Why not?
But maybe, my brother. Duty calls that I'm around here.
I know.
Yeah, so how is all this going? Because there are so many activists. There are people actually, when you talk about anything to do with road safety, they have lost a son, they have lost a daughter, they have lost a mother, they have lost a father. So they would be very eager to be part of this noble cause.
We're working with the police to make sure all those arrangements for everybody's safety are taken care of. And then two, there are people who I know very many of us would jump in on day one. But look, the journey is long. It's at least 320 kilometers. The minimum it can be. You can join in on day 2. You can join in on day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, up to the end. There are many stages. The first stop you'll be in PG, second stop is in Buama, third stop in Rukaya, Masaka, Diantonde, onwards. You all don't have to come on day 1. That's for starters. 2, you don't have to come for this walk, Kampala to Bushenyi. Wherever you are in Jinja, Guru, Lira, I should say I was very impressed by the people in Guru. It's one place where even the border guys respect the zebra crossing.
Wow.
I've worked in many cities, yeah. Guru respect you guys. For my tech. So wherever you are, you can join in this campaign. Using the hashtag that Afande talked about, stay in your lane. Go take a walk, do what you're supposed to do, and come and share that message. Safe roads, save lives. With the hashtag, stay in your lane. And if you see that errant driver, as he said, share that photo with the hashtag, stay in your lane. The officers will be able to follow up easily.
Absolutely.
And each one of us, if you can't join us for the walk, be like what other people have done. The guys at Coca-Cola, they said, we can't join you. We'll give you water, you stay refreshed. And then the guys at Prescott, they said, if you go, you're going to paint zebra crossings. Hey, the paint is on us. We will give you all the paint you need to paint all the roads. The guys at Tuna, they said, you know what? Those are our roads. It's our infrastructure. Safety is ours. We are coming with you to do the sensitization. The police said, that's our job. We are with you. The guys of Tugende, who supply most of the borders,
yes.
They said, look, we'll come, we'll make sure you reach your destination safely with all that you need. So Vivo said, you have a service car, we'll make sure it is fueled. So each one of us can do something. Every step, everywhere makes a difference, as long as the message is safe roads, save lives. All of us, we can make our roads better, we can save our brothers, we can save our sisters, we can save our parents, we can reduce the carnage on our roads. We really don't benefit anything to have infrastructure is coming. Uganda is making good roads. We have oil money coming in. Hey, let's make safe roads that are safe for everybody, every road user. We've seen Kampala population is walking. Where's the infrastructure that will enable them to walk safely? The message goes on and on and on. But wherever you are, don't keep quiet. Let's keep talking. We can make a difference.
Well, I love the passion, the smile that Joe Walker uses when urging us to respect one another on the roads. You know one funny thing in Uganda, better roads, more accidents. Isn't it? When the roads
We need to change that.
We always say, poor roads, she was dodging a pothole. Let the road be worked on, smooth, more accidents. But your final remarks to this.
Yeah. Thank you, moderator. Now, viewers of this program, of course, ours is simple. Road safety, road safety, road safety. we want you alive, because a country cannot develop without people. So we want you people alive. Please ensure that once you step on the road, there's this other responsibility that you wear, knowingly or unknowingly. Everything on road is traffic. Everything, as long as it is on the road, is traffic. So be responsible to that thing on the road. It could be a child, it could be a cow, it could be a car, it could be a boda. All that is traffic. So ensure, take yourself to be as the most knowing at that particular situation. The most knowing. Think for the other person. You get it. That way we shall promote road safety. We wish you a very good day.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Joe Walker. That is Joseph Bianga, who happens to be an activist regarding to road safety, the man who is leading a team that is going to walk from Kampala to Bushenyi, carrying out sensitization on road safety. Thank you so much for your time. And the police commandant, traffic, Kampala Metropolitan, Kauma Rogers Sereko, thank you so much for your time. My father, when he was teaching me driving, he told me, when you're on the road, always know you're the only sober person.
Absolutely.
The rest are not.
Yeah.
So it is upon you to protect them as you protect yourself and those you're moving with in your car. Take that this morning, and I guarantee you, we shall have more lives saved than we lose. We can't afford 5% of our GDP being lost in terms of rehabilitation, rescue to road accidents. No. Stay safe. Sports up next.
In March 2018, Total Energies launched the Welders Training and Certification Program aimed at improving the employability of Ugandans from the Albertine region and East African crude oil pipeline areas.
GIZ E4D project is working with Total Energies, where we are targeting to train at the end of it 350 welders, and we're expected to train more.
I see myself working maybe in the oil and gas industry, being an international certified welder, because I'll have acquired the skills.
I'm a lady, but doing something which is generally perceived to be for men. It makes you actually feel special. It makes you feel wow.
I am ready to support the oil and gas sector by being a quality welder. I thank you, Total, and I thank the government of Uganda.
Total Energies EP Uganda is committed to the empowerment of Ugandans to take an active part in the overall development of the oil project in Uganda.
MBs are now bigger MBs only on MTN. When you load a daily bundle of 250 shillings, you no longer get 15 MBs, you get 30 MBs. For 500 shillings, you no longer get 40 MBs, you get 80 MBs. For 1,000 shillings, it's no longer 100 MBs, it's 180 MBs. Dial *150*10# or use the My MTN app to load bigger daily bundles only on MTN.